Previously, I did a video about the ethics of stem cell research, and basically, what I said in that video. This is going to be a second part to that video, but what I said in that video was basically that I didn't see much of a problem with it because a blastocyst, which is a group of cells, which is the very beginning of what can be a baby. This is what basically is taken out. Or you can take stem cells out of a umbilical cord, which when the baby is born is useless unless you want to use that for stem cell research. Now I'm gonna keep that other video up, mostly because I didn't really understand the whole thing about what I should think about it. I mean, about what I guess I didn't really understand the whole thing, but I wanted to clarify this here. There's a couple ways that you can get these cells. You can take the fetus out of the woman, which is wrong, I think, because of the potentiality of that being a child, which is a abortion, because there's the potentiality of that being a child that has feelings. But that is wrong, I think, because you're basically killing cells which could be a child, which was actually supposed to be here by God, I think, if I can use some of my religious bias. If that's bad, I'm sorry. But I made a video even earlier about murder, and I think we basically talked about abortion and why that's murder. And I think this is even murder, because if you're taking a fetus out of a woman, this is still basically murder, because this is a child in its very most minimal form, and I think it's very unethical to do that. It's very unethical to it's very unethical to kill something that is potentially a life. But there's another side of this here, because the whole ethics of it comes down to where are the stem cells coming from. There's another source, like I was saying before. This source the stem cells can come from the umbilical cord of a child after the child is born, which that umbilical cord is useless once the child is born, and once it's cut, that's useless. But that, I think it's perfectly ethical to use that for some sort of research, and but I would say that it's more ethical to create a purpose for those cells if you're going to use them for research. If we've proven that it's possible to use these cells for research, then we should. I think it would be most ethical to take those cells and keep those cells, and try to do things with those cells. If in fact this person, as is grow older, or even when they're a child, you try to use those for when this person comes down with a serious illness, like cancer or something like that, which stem cells have the potentiality to cure. And I think if we're going to use these stem cells, I would not want my child's stem cells in his or her umbilical cord to be for someone else. So I think it would be most ethical, if we're going to do this, to only take it from the umbilical cord, which is useless otherwise, and make a purpose for those stem cells in the event that this person would come down with a illness which would threaten their life. But other than this one umbilical cord source, it's unethical to take a fetus out of a woman because this is basically murder. But again, this is my view from my Christian bias, like I was talking in a video before, where there's morality is different based on your religious beliefs. There's religious ethics, which need to be taken into account. But I think even that murder is something that should be something that is unethical for everyone to participate in, whether it be getting services from a doctor like Dr. Kevorkian, or whether it be aborting your baby, whether it be killing someone, whether it be any of those things. That I think all of those things qualify, as well as a lot of other things qualify as murder. And this is my personal opinion that murder, anything that is murder, should not just be an ethic that is. It should not be just something that is unethical based on a religion. This is something that even by the U.S. law, I mean it is unlawful to kill your neighbor. It is unlawful to do things like that. So I think it should be unlawful to do anything that qualifies as murder. But I think it might be possible to change the definition of murder based on your religious beliefs, which changes the ethics, the fabric of morality. Because I think the whole definition of murder might change from religious belief to belief, But this is kind of difficult, I think. But to just think about all these religions, where you can have different forms of morality, different definitions of things, which changes the morality of things. But this is my take on it. So I wanted to clarify this last thing of the stem cell research debate.